file into database table into many smaller database tables to make sure each database table or result in the database table at least satisfy the first three normal form. Now, from business perspective, I don't know whether you still remember that PowerPoint slide or not. It's well, I respect your efforts from technical perspective, but still help me answer business questions. And this where the queries comes from. Queries kind of use the existing information in the database tables, reorganize those information in many ways to answer business questions. No matter whether the information will saved in the same table or in multiple tables. So that's the if you want to use this for business purpose, query is the most important one. Okay. How to set up the table, how many tables to set up, that's from technical perspective, that's very important because we want to ensure the quality of the information we saved in the database table. Okay, now back to the business portion. First one, we have to build a query. This query will help us find out student ID, first name, last name, major, student entry date, whether the student is graduated or not. Of those students who started their studies before August 31st, 2017, who are not graduated, and whose majors are either in MIS or marketing. The record should be listed in ascending order by entry date. Save the query as senior student. Okay. So I don't know whether this is the first time you are exposed to a query or not. Basically, the way of getting started with query is to have a good understanding of the current information in our database. Now, what information we try to find? Student ID, first name, last name, major, entry date, graduation status, and the major, the graduate entered still entry date, and the major still here. Now, come back, take a look at now because we are the designer at this moment, so I normally will bring you to here. This is the currently available information in the database file. From here, where can we find out those information? Looks like I want to jump a little bit. Student ID, first name, last name, major, entry, graduated status. Looks like every piece of information are here. All those information we need are here, information piece, including the criterion, major information, marketing or MIS, or entry date information. Entry date information. Okay. In order for us to answer this business question, we only need to involve one table, student table. Okay. That's the you can review this after class. Okay. I guess we can only make this work. And the process is go to create, query design, and work on the criteria role, put in MIS or marketing. Time, we have to use a pair of pound to indicate whatever in between is the date information. Okay. So let's do it. With the brief introduction, let's do it and then come back, review this information again to verify. So close this one, follow the steps, go to create, and then query design. Okay, so create query design. And in between, because we were here before, similar screen. So in this case, we only need to pick up student. either double click or select and add. I'm going to select this one, I click add and then close. That's the only database table I need for answering the first question. Okay. Now, are we going to, how many pieces information we are going to show? Based on the description, we are going to show all those 6 pieces information. So the information has to put it here. You can select this one and then drag it over field. Okay, we are going to show student ID information. And if you use this for a couple of times, you can just select the second one and double click. By double clicking this attribute, it will automatically find out next available spot. It's here. If the sequence is about right. So select, double click, select, double click, select, double click. A little bit faster if you feel comfortable about doing this. If you say, hey, I'm still not feeling comfortable, in this case, you can still select and drag, select and drag. Even sometimes, if it is wrong, you can still change it here. Okay, change the database table as well, because we only have one selected here. But that's the right sequence based on the description. Student first name, let me double check here. Yeah, student first name, last name. First name go first, last name, major, entry date, graduation status. Once we are going to show the information, we can just test run it first. Okay, that's the information we are going to see. But right now seems everything. So we come back. We have not put our criteria here yet. So we have to go to this row, criteria row. Okay, we are going to work on this one. Number 1, in the major portion, we are going to enter a double quote, MIS, double quote back, or double quote marketing, double quote back. So that's the major. The student major either in MIS or in marketing. That's one criteria. Second criteria is the entry date. Entry date is before August 31st, 2017. And how do we represent the information? Can we just put 8/31/2017? No, we have to put it. In this particular case, I put the indication here. Time or date, you have to put it in a pair of bracket. And this kind of bracket, sometimes we call it delimiter. Count in this case. Okay, so I have to put it still in the criteria box. I will say less. Less means before. And then pound sign, open pound sign. Oops, I missed it. Less. Pound sign. Now I can say 8/31/2017 and the pound sign back. This pound sign is what we call a delimiter. Whatever in between indicate, between this pair of pound sign indicating the date information. Now you can say before this date. That's fine. Next criteria we are going to use is the graduation status. Not graduated, right? Let me double check. Not graduated. Yeah. So in order for us to fulfill this requirement, we have to put here graduated or not. We say no. So we have to specify in this order, and eventually we are going to show the record in ascending order by entry date. So ascending order entry date is here. Sort in ascending order. Go that way. Okay, I'm going to stay here for 30 seconds. We are about right on the time. So display STUID, first name, last name, major, entry date, graduated or not. And in the criteria box, in the criteria row, inside the major, we put MIS in double quote or marketing in double quote. In entry date, we put less than. In a pair of delimiter pound sign, we put 8/31, 2017. And in the graduated or not, we put a no. And in the sort row, under entry date, we specify ascending. Once all this information has been specified, save the work. And the name is as senior student. Senior student. While I'm waiting, if you are ready, you can just go ahead and do the next one. I'm waiting for some students for double check the information specification. Another 10 seconds, I'm going to start to save. Okay. About time, save. And time is a senior student. Senior student. And okay. Now you see this query has been created.
How did you add that? How did you make that the name?
Oh, you click save. Save, the pop-up window will show up. You type in the name.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay. And if you want to test, you can close this and run this, or you can just run it here. Now you see those are the feedback. Feedback, you can double check. Major, only two majors, either marketing or MIS. No matter which major they are at, and the entry date has to be before August 31st, 2017, and not graduated. And the list sequence of the listing is by entry date, ascending order. Earliest goes first, latest goes last. So we have 5 records. 5 records. Maybe next time I can try to put myself, because I'm MIS or MIS not graduate, I'm MIS major. So if I put my entry date is like August 31st, 2014. Now my name will go to here as well, because I chose my major as MIS. If some of you have majored in marketing and enter the date before August 31st, 2017, your name will go to here as well. Okay. In general, we will see 5 records. Occasionally, we will see 6 records, depending on the information you enter for yourself. So after that, save the work. This will be our first query. And the time is up. So that will be today's class. We are 3-4 minutes over. And I'm going to stop this right away, and so that you can move on to the next class. Now, before we go, make sure you save the work